Once upon a time, in a small, quiet city where dreams often die silently, there lived a man named Ethan. He wasn't famous, he wasn't rich. No one wrote articles about him. No one asked for his autograph. In fact, most people didn't notice him at all. But what made Ethan special was not what the world saw. It was what the world failed to see. Because buried beneath disappointment, fear, and failure was a heart that refused to surrender. Every morning at 5 a.m., the alarm clock rang. And every morning, Ethan lay still, staring at the ceiling, feeling the same heavy pressure on his chest. Not pain, not sickness, but regret. A regret that whispered, "You are capable of more." Ethan lived alone in a tiny apartment. The walls were bare, the furniture old, and the silence loud. He worked a job that barely paid the bills. A job where effort went unnoticed. A job where dreams were slowly replaced by survival. At work he was reliable, but never remarkable. At family gatherings he was asked, "So, what's next for you?" And he never had a confident answer. Over time, Ethan learned to smile on the outside, while breaking on the inside. Ethan wasn't afraid of hard work. He was afraid of failing again, because he had failed before. He once started a business with hope in his eyes and fire in his soul. It collapsed. He applied for better opportunities, rejection after rejection. He trusted people. They walked away. Each failure left a scar. Each scar made him doubt himself more. One night, sitting on the edge of his bed, Ethan whispered words that destroy more dreams than poverty ever could. Maybe this is all I'm meant for. And when a person starts believing that, life becomes a slow death. One evening, the sky poured rain like it understood his pain. Ethan walked through the streets with his head down, soaked, tired, and emotionally empty. He wasn't looking for inspiration. He wasn't looking for answers. He was just trying to escape the storm. That's when he saw a small bookstore, old, quiet, almost forgotten. He stepped inside. The smell of old pages filled the air. The silence felt different, safe. And then, a book fell from a shelf, not because of magic, not because of destiny, but because sometimes life pushes you when you refuse to move. The book's title read, "You Only Lose When You Quit." Ethan picked it up, and for the first time in years, his heart listened. That night, Ethan didn't sleep. He read page after page, and every sentence felt like it was written directly for him. One line stopped him completely. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they stop believing too early. Ethan realized something painful, yet powerful. He hadn't lost because he wasn't good enough. He lost because he quit on himself. And that realization hurt more than all the failures combined. But pain, when understood correctly, becomes fuel. The next morning, Ethan woke up before the alarm, not because life had changed, not because problems disappeared, but because he had decided to fight back. No grand announcement, no dramatic speech, just a quiet promise to himself. I will give life one last honest attempt. He started small, waking up earlier, learning every day, working on himself even when no one was watching. Some days were terrible, some nights were lonely, but this time, he didn't stop. Let me tell you something important. The road to success is a lonely one. Ethan lost friends who didn't understand his discipline. People laughed at his consistency. They said, "You're still trying?" Yes, he was still trying. Because winners are not those who never fall. They are those who refuse to stay down. Months passed. No big results, no applause, just effort. There were moments Ethan wanted to quit again, moments when exhaustion screamed louder than motivation. But he remembered one truth: discipline works even when motivation dies, so he kept going. Then one day, something changed. Not overnight, not magically, but gradually. Opportunities appeared, confidence returned. People started noticing. The same world that ignored Ethan began asking questions. How did you do it? What changed? And Ethan smiled, because the answer was simple. He didn't quit. Ethan didn't become perfect. He became stronger. He didn't escape problems. He learned how to face them. And the greatest success wasn't money or recognition. It was this: he respected himself again. Let me speak to you now. If you're tired, if you feel invisible, if you think it's too late, listen carefully. Your story is not over. You are not behind. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are just one decision away from changing everything. Remember, you don't fail when you fall.